Howdy, I'm Jinlong the Golden Dragon. I'm a YouTuber and I'm helping out on the Catastrophe Crow tutorial videos. El Stefano and I have put together a video about how to install Unity and get the Catastrophe Crow project running on your computer. Just so everyone new stays aware, the Catastrophe Crow story, along with any mention of a dead kid and father, is 100% fiction. It's all just a really well told ARG and we should all be here to have fun. You can go to this link to download the Unity project for Crow 64. It'll be in the description. You want to click the download zip button and it may take some time. But when you have it all downloaded, unzip it to your desktop or in a folder. That's all you have to do for this part. If you don't already have it, we're gonna need to download Unity Hub from this site. The install is pretty straightforward, so I won't show it here. This is where you'll open the Crow 64 project, and you'll be able to see the Unity editor version on the installs panel. You'll need to get Unity 2018.4.23. Both links for the Unity Hub and the Unity editor will be in the description. Remember, you can't install the Unity editor until you've gotten Unity Hub. It may take some time, but eventually you should be able to find our 2018 copy of Unity editor here in the install tab. Now that you have Catastrophe Crow in your 2018 Unity editor, you'll want to open Unity Hub, click Add, then click that CC64 folder we got from archive.net. You don't want to open the folder, but click once on it to select it, then press the Select Folder button. If you're running Windows, you'll get a soft error saying it needs to switch a file path, which you can just click Continue and it'll resolve the error. This part may take a while. Loading a Unity file for the first time will always be the longest it takes to load. Just have patience. If you're worried your Unity has crashed because you can't see the loading panel, just check your task manager to make sure it's still running. It should all load properly. If it doesn't, Steph will be answering questions in the comments and in the Crow Discord. Eventually, you should start loaded into the player scene. If you've used Blender before, controlling the Unity editor should be very simple for you. You move around the scene with WASD, and holding W goes straight forward wherever your view is facing. On my layout, I have my scene objects here, my assets here, and my object inspector here. You can select assets to add to the scene by dragging them from the assets folder and just putting them in either the scene window or in the object layer list. And when you've clicked on an object in the scene, you can see its properties in the inspection menu. For the next part, we can head over to the test scene, which you can find at the bottom here. Starting in the test scene, we can look at our crow, and more specifically the scripts it uses for movement and camera tracking. There are plenty of models in the crow object, but we won't worry about them. Pretty much all of the script is attached to the model as a whole, not individual pieces. If I find any scripting on object parts, I'll go into detail on them. Some of the scenes in the current build dump don't have a controllable crow in the level by default, or some may just be glitchy. I'll show you how to fix instances of that, with what I think is the best crow control setup. While we're still here in the test map, we're going to select a few objects in our scene to copy over to another scene where we'll keep our player controller. Since everything in Crow 64 is sort of poorly programmed and complicated, this will be the quickest way to get a controllable crow wherever we want. We're gonna try grabbing our crow object, the control camera, the main camera, the camera tab display cube, and just to be thorough, our canvas. You can do this in a few ways. These objects are mostly invisible meshes around the scene, so our easiest way is either deleting every object other than the ones listed, or copying over one at a time. Either way you do this, make sure you copy and paste all the objects shown here into the player scene, as it's empty and probably what it was intended for. If you want to, after you've copied everything, you can set all the objects' positional values to 0, so they're all neatly in the same spot, but it won't change the functionality. Just make sure whenever you're copying our player objects into another scene, that there's no conflicting objects, like a second crow with broken parts. You can just delete any crow controller parts if you find any. Now that you know how to use Unity and move through different scenes, you can start looking through Catastrophe Crow 64. There will be more videos coming covering the different scenes to El Stefano's knowledge in depth, but for now, that's all for our Unity setup. Just make sure, before you go into the Discord with wild speculation, you've read the doc. El Stefano is good at answering dumb questions, but other people in the Discord can and will get upset over already answered or simple questions. Just make sure to read the doc so you're all caught up in any updates you could have easily missed or any possible theories. Don't let the size of the doc scare you, the vast majority of it is images. Have fun, birdwatchers! And hey, if you like this video and my voice, make sure to check out my channel, Jinlong the Golden Dragon. I cover anything to do with animation, and I'd really appreciate it if you took the time to check it out. Thanks!